Jesus demonstrated truth. One way he did that was by providing evidence. Jesus provided, for example, miraculous evidence, testimonial evidence, physical evidence, or even prophetic evidence. A paralytic man was brought to Jesus, and Jesus said to him, "Child, your sins are forgiven." Now some of the scribes were sitting there and reasoning in their hearts, "Why is this one speaking in this manner? He is blaspheming. Who is able to forgive sins except one, God?" In order to demonstrate that he had authority to forgive sins, Jesus then provided miraculous evidence. As Jesus said to them, "Which is easier, to say to the paralytic, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say, 'Arise and pick up your coat and walk'? But in order that you may know that the Son of Man has authority to forgive sins on earth, he says to the paralytic, 'I say to you, arise, pick up your coat and go to your house.' And he arose, and immediately having picked up the coat, went out in front of everyone, so that everyone was astonished." Here Jesus provided miraculous evidence in order to demonstrate that he also had authority to forgive sins. Jesus delivered someone heavily demonized. After that, Jesus started going somewhere else, and while he was getting into the boat, the one having been demonized was begging him that he might be with him, but he did not permit him. Here, Jesus did not permit the man to be with him, but instead, Jesus wanted to provide testimonial evidence to the house and the people that the man knew. And so instead, Jesus said to the man, "Go to your house, to your people, and report to them all that the Lord has done for you, and that he had mercy on you." And he departed and began to proclaim in Decapolis all that Jesus did for him, and they were all marveling. Here Jesus was providing to other people testimonial evidence by sending this man to report to them all the things that happened. After Jesus died, his disciples gathered together. But suddenly, Jesus himself stood in the midst of them, and he says to them, "Peace to you." But having been frightened and having become terrified, they were thinking that they were seeing a spirit. Here, in order to demonstrate that he was not a spirit or a ghost, Jesus went on to provide physical evidence. And so Jesus answered, "Look at my hands and my feet, that I am myself. Touch me and see, because a spirit does not have flesh and bones, as you observe me having." And he said to them, "Do you have something edible here?" And the ones gave him a part of broiled fish, and having taken it, he ate it in their presence. Here, Jesus provided physical evidence that he was not a spirit, both by showing his hands and feet that they could touch and see, and also eating something that they would give him in their presence. Jesus said to his disciples, "One of you will hand me over." Jesus added, "It is that one for whom I will dip the piece of bread and give it to him." Jesus clarified that I am telling you ahead of it taking place, in order that when it takes place, you may believe that I am the one. Jesus here was providing prophetic evidence ahead of it taking place, so that when it takes place, they may believe. We then see that Jesus, having dipped the piece of bread, he takes it and gives it to Judas. And Judas, having received the piece of bread, that one went out immediately. And later, when Jesus went into a garden, Judas, having received the Roman cohort and officers from the chief priests and from the Pharisees, comes here with lanterns and torches and weapons. Here, Jesus provided prophetic evidence ahead of it taking place, so that after it actually took place, his disciples may believe.